Okay, so now you've gotten your fabric out of your kit, and the first thing we want to do is pre-shrink the fabric. This is 100% cotton, high quality fabric, but it will shrink some. And what we like to do is pre-shrink everything so that it will shrink consistently as we work on the block. If we don't pre-shrink it, as we piece and we press our seams, there's a chance your fabric will start to shrink with the heat, and then you'll have trouble getting your blocks to measure what you want them to measure. The way I pre-shrink is I take my spritz bottle. I guess I should, wait, I have one here with more water in it. And I saturate it fairly well. As you can see, I get it pretty wet and I let it sit for a second and let that water soak in. And then I'm going to take my iron and I am going to just take the iron and I'm going to, at this point, I'm ironing. I'm not pressing, I'm ironing. And my cord's a little heavy. I am going to just iron this to pre-shrink it. I want it to dry. So you can see how distorted already my fabric has gotten just from me wetting it and and then drying it. And that's why we always want to pre-shrink. Okay? Now that it's relatively dry, this one I was struggling with a little bit is that we use a product called the Premium Quilting and Craft Spray. It is a sizing product. We also use one called Best Press. They work about the same. And we just add that, a light layer of it. This one's almost empty, but a light layer on the fabric, and we just lightly repress again. And what that does is it brings some, what do you call it? Some crispness back to the fabric and stops the shrinking process. So that is how we prep all of our fabrics in the kit before we start to cut. Okay, now we're going to move on to cutting.